Derrick Rose pondering retirement? Ben Gordon arrested for robbery? A shuffle in the lineup brewing? Let's talk news and a whole 10 games to cover. Episode 4 of Raging Bulls. Let's go!
Through these long days, I bet I make it. Through these long nights, I bet I make it. Through these full blocks, I bet I make it. It's like every other day. I swear.
Nico and Portis update. So as we know already, Nico has come back to practice and just recently was interviewed by reporters where he said that he and Portis had buried the hatchet, were getting along now, and that everything was in the past. I honestly can't possibly believe that. There were rumors that Mirotic had given the Bulls an ultimatum of it's either him or me. I honestly can't believe that he had a change of heart that quickly or that everything's fine. I think it could be a couple things. Either the Bulls are trying to save face, no pun intended, trying to save face because an incident like this doesn't look good on the organization, or his agent was like, hey man, we have all this money riding on this contract. You better act like you're all right with Portis. I think either way is going to cause problems when they start playing together, but hey, if we're taking anyway, it might be fine for this team. Mirotic will begin playing again this week. Ben Gordon update. So apparently Gordon was charged for robbery. He apparently went to a building where he was renting a couple of apartments and asked for his deposit back. The landlord said he couldn't give him the deposit, and Gordon apparently punched him in the face. The apartment manager was then able to get him part of his deposit back, and Gordon left and then came back with a knife where he was then arrested. I honestly feel horrible for him. He's obviously struggling with money and life in general if he's accosting apartment managers for deposit money. I hope he can turn things around. I'd really like to see him play again, even if it's in the G League with the Windy City Bulls. David Nuuava is now on the active roster. This is fantastic, but that does now bring up another question. What is your ideal lineup now? For me, there are two options and they involve only one position, that power forward position. I know, even with Mirotic coming back, if we're focused on the future, that should always belong to Markkanen. Okay, so lineup number one would be more offensive focused, and that would be Dunn at the 1, Holiday at the 2, Valentine at the 3, Markkanen at the 4, and Lopez at the 5. My other lineup would be more defensive focused. It's Dunn at the 1, Holiday at the 2, Nuuava at the 3, Markkanen at the 4, and Lopez at the 5. Also, injury update. Apparently, we're not getting LaVine back to about mid-December, but he has been cleared for full contact practice. I look forward to seeing him in that 2 spot eventually in place of Holiday. Derrick Rose pondering retirement. Okay, so I don't blame him because unfortunately his career has been riddled with injury, but man, I honestly sometimes go back and watch Derrick Rose highlights of his MVP season, and it literally makes me sad. I mean, really sad, like to the point of almost crying. This is mainly because he was so good, and I thought we had a chance of winning a title and being a contender for many years to come after that. Recent news has him returning to the Cavs for rehab, so it looks like he's not done quite yet, which is great. I want him so badly to win a championship before he retires, and I believe he's got a really good chance to win one with LeBron. Alright, enough of that. To the games! Bulls at Thunder. Alright, so first we start out with the Thunder, where if you remember, I said that we wouldn't even come close to winning this game, and I was absolutely right. Westbrook played like a madman on this one. Seems like every single dunk he attempted was with so much anger. I honestly love how he plays with such passion. I would honestly give our whole team in exchange for him playing on the Bulls. Markkanen and Blakely both scored 16 this game, and I'm telling you, this game I was so frustrated with Grant. He was doing stupid stuff like shooting awful air balls and inbounding to absolutely nobody. It's stuff like that that drives me crazy. I wanted Blakeney and Grant to switch contracts, send Grant to the G League, and Blakeney becomes a rotation player. Valentine also contributes 13 points. This game was never close, and the Bulls lose 79-92. Bulls versus Hornets. Bulls finally get a win. How is it that after a hideous game by Grant versus the Thunder, and that was hideous, trust me, how can Hoiberg possibly start him over Dunn yet again? That decision is compounded by the fact that Dunn has a fantastic game with 22 points and 10 for 16 shooting. Dunn was amazing this game, including playing amazing perimeter defense as always and converting those turnovers into points. He really shows great potential for our future this game, and I felt so proud that our boys put it all out on the court this game despite Kemba Walker's 47 points. Holiday led all Bulls scorers with 27 points, and Valentine and Markkanen had 18 and 16 points respectively. It was honestly a team effort that I was truly proud of. The Bulls win 123-120. Bulls at Suns. Hoiberg is still not starting Dunn? What the heck? I thought this was one we could win because the Suns are also rebuilding too, and that game was pretty even through most of it. And that's mostly thanks to Lauri Markkanen having a heck of a first half, scoring 16 points and a half and 26 points for the game. And guys, what a dunk by Dunn. I used that as my teaser for the video on Twitter. It was so good. I see this a lot, but Dunn played exceptional perimeter defense. He brings that every night too. I love it. Dunn finished the game with 17 points. I also want to give a shout out to Lopez, Holiday, and Portis for helping out with 17, 16, and 12 points respectively. Bulls barely lose this one, 115-113. Bulls at Lakers. I was looking forward to this match because it was two young teams with really exciting young players to watch. My friend, who's a Lakers fan, is always talking about Kyle Kuzma and how good he is, blah, blah, blah. So I was definitely looking forward to watching him play. To top it off, Fred finally starts Dunn, and I'm like, all right, finally an ideal lineup. Let's see what we can do with this young Lakers team. Dunn came out and scored 12 points for the game and contributed 6 assists. Throughout most of the game, we looked like the veteran team compared to these Lakers. Even Blakeney got into this game with an amazing dunk. Oh my gosh, I love the stare down. It had me fired up. Blakeney contributed 15 points, and if Grant wasn't the second string right now, after this game, I would have added to him as the second string point guard. Valentine was lights out this game, and he brought it with 17 points. Markkanen looked really bad throughout the game, but still managed to finish with 13 points and hit a couple of what I thought were crucial shots before we undoubtedly took that L. Lopez contributed 14 points, but we dropped this one 94-103. By the way, I was actually really impressed by Kyle Kuzma. Bulls at Jazz. Fred starts Dunn for the second game straight. I'm upset that it took Hoiberg this long to finally get him in the starting lineup. He looked good and scored 12 points for this game. That brings up the question, is Fred's ineptitude due to us tanking, or is he just that inept? I think it's a little bit of both, honestly. I think, yes, the Bulls are tanking, but I think they decided to tank because they know that they have an inept coach on contract. So it's a bit of both. But I think if the Bulls had a good coach, we wouldn't be tanking. I honestly didn't expect the Bulls to win this game, but they stayed in this for the first half. Lopez led all scorers with 15 points and Portis added 14 points. The Bulls lose this one 80-110. Bulls at Warriors. Okay, so I don't usually toot my own horn, especially when the Bulls lose, but did I not call this? I could have sworn I did in episode 3 of this show. But the Bulls lost by a total of 49 points. I called 50, but I mean, who's keeping track, really? Golden State was playing without Durant or Draymond Green, and we still got thrashed. That was in large part thanks to Steph Curry, who scored 30 points in the first half alone and notched up 20 points in one quarter. The dude couldn't be stopped. The most unlikeliest of players led the Bulls in scoring for this one with 21 points, and that was none other than Jerrion Grant. This game showed me that the Bulls have a long way to go before challenging Golden State for a title. That could have started with picking Jordan Bell over cash exceptions, but apparently we didn't. Jordan Bell himself knew this too and made some cash exception hand gestures toward the Bulls on a play, and hey, the Bulls deserve that for passing on a good player like Bell. Bell is in a better team where he can learn from players like Draymond Green. Anyway, the Bulls don't really have anyone like that. Maybe Robin Lopez? Either way, it ended well for him. Markkanen added 14 points and Blakeney added 11. Everyone else was mediocre. Bulls dropped this one 94 to 143. Bulls versus Heat. This was the game I expected the Bulls to win. First of all, Whiteside was apparently injured and wasn't going to play, though he played, but also because we were playing at home and it would have been fantastic to beat Dragic. Man, I'm really starting to dislike this dude. Jerry Grant once again has a good game coming off the bench with 24 points. That kind of brings to mind that Jerry Grant is probably better coming off the bench. I hope this doesn't bring ideas into Fred's head to start him again. No, this position belongs to Dunn. He brings more to the table and we need to develop him. Speaking of Dunn, man, he had an awful game, scoring only 2 points and going 0 for 6 from the field. I see the whole Dunn versus Grant thing as long as one of our point guards steps up, I'm cool with it. Holiday, Valentine, Markkanen contributed 15, 14, and 11 respectively. Valentine almost had a triple-double this game and would have gotten it if the Bulls had better shooters. We dropped this one 93 to 100, and this brings into question the fact that Hoiberg doesn't know when to sub players in and out. He's completely inept at knowing what the game needs and requires, and it's completely frustrating. Bulls versus Suns. This was a game that I thought we could pull off. Side note, seeing Tyson Chandler out there kind of reminded me of when we had him and Eddie Curry on the team and we called them the Twin Towers. Those were some good old times. Bulls played really well this game, and Dunn had what I thought was the best game of his career with 24 points. I mean, he was killing it. He also led the Bulls in assists. I love when I see this part of him, but I also didn't, however, like how many turnovers he committed at the end of the game. And that seems to be a trend that has continued throughout the past several games. His late game decision making is still not up to par. Great game by Dunn though. He also contributed 8 assists. I was really proud of him. Also, great game by Justin Holiday, who led all scorers with 25 points. Unfortunately, his good game was outshined by Dunn's. Speaking of down the stretch in games, I also noticed that Fred kept Markkanen and Lopez out of the game for most of the fourth quarter. What are you doing, Fred? My gosh. If we were really trying to win this game, they both would have been in. Booker was also treated like a superstar, getting a bunch of superstar calls down the stretch. Needless to say, we lost this one 99 to 104. Bulls at Nuggets. Bulls start this game out really well. Good defense and good offense. 39 points in one quarter? What? The Nuggets took their lead back in the middle of the third quarter and we started seesawing. They lost Jokic, which I thought would give us a better chance of winning, but the Nuggets just started draining 3 after 3. The Bulls played really well, but failed to win this one at the end. Dunn once again committed a terrible turnover at the end to give the Nuggets 2 easy points. He came back and scored, but there just wasn't enough time to finish this one off. I love Dunn, but he's got to get better late in games. Maybe start Dunn and finish Grant? I don't know. The Bulls lose this one 110-111. Bulls versus Kings. The Bulls once again start this game out really strong on the offensive end. David Nwaba made his first appearance after injury, and his athleticism once again helped us on both ends. He caused a lot of loose ball decisions going to the Bulls. His hustle really helped us. I love Dunn's defensive prowess, but he has to learn how to know who's behind him on fast breaks and either pump fake on the layup or go for the strong dunk and get fouled, because he keeps on getting blocked on those circumstances. He also has to learn not to overdribble. Bulls bench had a great game, but we still couldn't pull off the win and lose once again by 1 point, 106 to 107. Alright, prediction time. Hey, I got some stuff right last time, so I'm gonna keep on doing this. You can't tell me what to do, I do what I want. First of all, we have the Cavaliers at home, where we'll take a loss, I'm guessing by 20 or 30 points. Then we play the Pacers, where we'll lose once again. Then we play the Hornets, which is tough because we squeaked out a win against them for one of our 3 wins, but it's at Charlotte, so we'll lose. We play the Knicks, which I think we have a chance of winning against. Then we play against the Celtics, where we have absolutely no chance of winning. Even without Kyrie in the game, we'd still lose to the Celtics. Then we play the Jazz at home, where we'll lose, yes, even at home. We then play against number 5 Milwaukee and number 6 Philadelphia, where we'll get beat by the Alphabet and Embiid. All in all, we'll finish 1-7. We're tanking, so... Okay, I'm going to close with a rant, a much needed rant. Why are our point guards missing so many layups? It drives me up the wall. I used to play point guard when I was younger, and it used to kill me when in practice, guys were missing wide open layups. It's not hard, guys. I'll tell you a secret. If you put the ball right off of that square on the backboard, that bad boy will go in 99% of the time. It's absolutely inexcusable for a professional basketball player to miss an open layup. Inexcusable. Musa. Alright guys, thanks for joining me this week. I appreciate every single one of you who are watching. I've set up an Amazon shopping list of Bulls gear that you guys can look up for Christmas gifts for friends and family. If you find something you like and you feel like supporting my show, with every purchase off those links, I get a tiny bit in return. Thanks again for watching. If you liked it, remember to smash that like button, and if you don't want to miss a show, remember to subscribe for more. Last but not least, comment if you agree or disagree with what I said, or if you have ideas that you want to see on the show. Alright guys, D-Life HD signing out. Let's go Bulls!
Lead pass.
Whoa! Stop it! Stop it! Do not do him like that! What are you doing, Dragons? Did you not get the memo? Derrick Rose